confusing, congested? Are you just trying to find your way? There must be a light at the end of this tunnel. Well, there's a way to find your calling, to find that job you want and deserve, when someone will come up to you and say, "You're hired."
Hi, I'm Steve Piazzale, a career and life coach, and welcome to Your Hired, a show about jobs and careers in which we answer questions such as, how do I find work that makes me come alive? How do I get that job I want and deserve? How do I find out about all the different kinds of jobs that are available? Well, we answer those questions and many more by having on the show knowledgeable, lively guests, and we certainly have one today. But before I introduce her, I'd like to invite you to check out my website where you can find the 12 keys to getting a great job. Also sign up for my free career newsletter there and find out about the career coaching I do. And what I basically do is help my clients become unstuck and build momentum towards reaching their goals faster than they would on their own, which usually ends up saving them time, money, and a whole lot of stress. You can find out about that at www.bayareacareercoach.com. Again, it's www.bayareacareercoach.com. Well, we're really pleased to have Lina Melkonian on the show today. She's Director of Development at San Jose State University's College of Engineering, and we're going to talk to her about development, but we're also going to talk to her about the range of careers and jobs that are available on campuses at universities and colleges. She spent over 20 years in their career counseling department, helping people move through transitions through workshops and doing a management function there. She's very articulate, knowledgeable, and I welcome Lina Melkonian to the show. Hey, Lina.
Thank you very much. I'm good.
So, why don't you tell us a little of what you do now, but also the path you took to getting there, what came before it?
Okay, well, terrific. As you mentioned earlier, I've spent my entire career in career development field, primarily at San Jose State University. But just about 2.5 years ago, I was actually recruited from my current Vice President of Advancement to join his team. So this actually was a career transition for me. After a long career in career development, I had never even pondered my own career transition, but lo and behold, the opportunity seemed very enticing. And I saw that if I was going to make a career transition, this was the time. The time felt right. So currently, then, I'm the Director of Development for the Charles W. Davidson College of Engineering at San Jose State. Mm-hmm. And what that means is that I'm primarily responsible for doing donor relations, helping the university bring in alumni and friends of the university and individuals who have a passion for education, and to help us raise resources for not just the College of Engineering, but for the entire university. So basically I'm a fundraiser. I guess the long and short of it is that's the exact title, but for major gifts.
So since we're going to be talking a lot about careers and career transition, can you just say a little more of what you did in those 20 years, what your different roles were there, so they have an idea of what's actually available on some campuses as well?
Absolutely. I started in career development as a student at the University of Detroit.
Oh, really? Okay.
And lo and behold, none of the positions I've ever held I've actually had to apply for.
Oh my gosh.
So it's kind of an interesting...
Lucky you.
Well, I had to apply. I had to go through the process of putting in an application, going through the process of interviewing, but somehow all the jobs appeared to me, and I was at the right place at the right time, and luckily was able to, I guess, communicate my qualifications to the person, the individual who was interested, and my career and the rest of it just flowed. So let me go back to the University of Detroit. I was pursuing my MBA and decided that my classmates knew a lot more than I did. I was a traditional age student, so they were mid-level managers from the automobile industry, and I realized there's something not right. I'm not getting as much out of education as my peers are. Maybe I need to go out and get a professional job. So I walked into the Career Center wanting to go through the on-campus interview program. The then director of the program offered me a job. as his assistant. So it just shows you have to be at the right place at the right time. So I accepted that position and basically fell in love with career development, the educational setting. Even though I was pursuing a business degree, I kept falling more and more in love with this new setting. So from there, once I got my degree, unfortunately for my employer then, I was sent to California to do job development because the Detroit market was very depressed. So I came out and discovered San Francisco. And that was the end of it, exactly. So then when I went back home, I thought, you know, I'm going to begin to think be more mindful about how I would go about discovering, you know, whether I wanted to make a transition to California. So this is pre-internet era. So I began a series of strategies, research primarily to research opportunities and industries and also the geographical area in the San Francisco Bay Area. I didn't know anyone here, but I loved the weather. It's so beautiful in California. So I came out, I took vacation twice, came out and did some informational interviewing. And did both informational interviewing in a university setting, which was familiar to me, as well as in private sector. I wanted to do human resources or marketing. And the long and short of it is, through a series of informational interviews, I made a connection with my previous director of the Career Center at San Jose State. And at the time, there was no job opportunity. But when I came back home 2 months later, lo and behold, there was a letter in my mailbox saying,
fantastic.
There's an opportunity.
You've actually described the main method that I coach people to do in terms of finding jobs: informational interview, building connections. But I want to make sure we get to this next question I wanted to ask you, which is the range of non-teaching jobs that are available in academia. I think when I mentioned to people you were going to be on the show, a lot of them went, what's this range of jobs? They think of teachers and they think of students. Tell us about the range of jobs available on most university campuses.
There are an amazing range of opportunities, non-teaching opportunities. If you really think of a university, think of a city, although our students are primarily consumers of education, they're also consumers of a variety of other services. So if you can think, I mean, let's take San Jose State as an example. We have over 30,000 students, and on a given week, imagine that 32-some thousand students are flowing in and out of campus. So, so not only are they in the classroom, but they're eating on campus. Many are living on campus. Some are partaking in cultural events. Some are seeing a physician at the health center or a nurse. Some are getting career counseling. Others are getting personal counseling. Others are using the technology, telecommunication. They're using the wireless system on campus. They're in laboratories conducting research. They're using the library. They're in the gym, they're exercising. So if you really think about all these services that they're consuming, there's somebody in charge running these operations, the functions, and plus they're using the facilities. So we have a police department, we have grounds and operations people, we have people who plant flowers, we have people who clean buildings. So it's not, you don't need necessarily an education, a degree in order to work at a university. The range of jobs are varied, much like you'd see in a city that's vibrant. And much like a corporation, a university functions like a business. So we have functions such as administration, accounting, finance, budget,
human resources, right? Yeah.
Marketing, communications, public affairs,